110.
Alrighty, well, welcome everybody to the stream. Thanks for tuning in. Glad to have you watching tonight, and hope that we've got a good match for you. My name's General T, and I'll be casting tonight's matchup, the North American Continental Championship in the 18 vs. 18 Winter Invitational. We've got a matchup between Esprit, a community of which I'm a member, as well as Chimera, some boys from down under, who are have made it all the way to the NA final, the North American final, even though they are not an NA team, but there are not enough Oceanic teams for a bracket on that side. So we're glad to have them in the North American side of things. A lot of good friendships between these two teams. They've played a lot of friendlies together and all sorts of relationships between the two. So it should be a matchup of friends and should be a good match tonight. We have 3 matches tonight. We're off to the races here, by the way. Oh, I forgot to start the timer. I'm going to edit that. My apologies. We're off to the races here. We've got a couple of matches. I'm going to set that at 29 and get that at the hour. At the minute. I'll do it 29:30. And let's see. I'll get that in 10 seconds. We've got 3 matches tonight. This is a best of 5, and so if one team manages to get all 3 matches tonight in a win, then obviously no more will be needed. But if other matches are required, then we'll have 2 more tomorrow. So we're off to the races here. This is Rue de la Guerre. We've got Esprit on the left of the screen as allies, and Chimera over on the right here as Axis.
They're going to have initial cap pressure. Get ready to reset.
Oh, let me go ahead and just mute our squad leads. All right, there we go. Sorry about the technical difficulties, if you will, off the start. All right, Chimera taking a nice early lead. That was a good rocket. It didn't get a kill, but it did land pretty nearby MG in the building, who goes down. Chimera with a commanding start. Esprit running up late here on the left. I'm wondering if an OP... I'm not sure what's going on with that in that wheat field on the left. We can see people coming up from a garrison spawn. I'm guessing the OP wasn't up quickly enough. All right, Esprit starting to take some cap pressure back here. And folks, I realize I don't have the nameplates on far enough. I'll switch that on in a moment here once this cap battle is done and we have a break so we can see who we're looking at in the distance. All right, Esprit doing a really good job of reestablishing after an early stumble there. Epson's rocket does not connect, but I'm sure it was very intimidating. Now, Chimera seems to be investing quite a bit more heavily on the right side of the screen here, over on the southwest side, whereas Esprit is pretty content just to leave nothing too fancy here on the right. Nothing comes up on top with Jaeger. I'm guessing that's who killed him. Might have been Clownface, though. So for those maybe not quite yet familiar with the intricacies of this particular point, Rue de la Guerre, it favors the Axis, in my opinion, pretty heavily. Well, at least favors them. If you take a look here at the map, there's this whole section which is behind cover, behind this building, where the Axis can be in the strong point, and there's much less real estate behind cover for the Allies. Right where Free the Chickens is, they're kind of just in there. They have to work up much further in, like where Shaka or Valhalla is. Now, they've done it well, but it's a little harder of a run, whereas the Allies, or the Axis, can just pop out from behind that hedgerow, as we're watching them do right now. That's a big spawn wave by Chimera. All right, well, we had an Allied cap here, so I'm going to just take a moment real quick and just jump into my settings, and let's make sure we get those nameplates. Up to 100%. There we go. Now we can properly attribute kills and deaths. All right, so Esprit takes the cap. That's a lot of smoke out. Oh, Andy is going for a crossfield run. I think T-Raw might have something to say about that. Andy makes it. He gets a medal. Not for me, mind you. I have to be neutral as a caster. I can't hand out medals, but someone on Chimera should give this guy a medal if he makes it across. Oh my gosh. That is so impressive. Andy, you mad lad. Takes down Lost. Is he going to get T-Raw? Is he really going to open up this whole corridor? No way. Oh, he goes down. Who got him? Oh my gosh. I'm going to just say, that's not a good look from Esprit if somebody can run across that open field, get all the way across before dying, and get a kill. That's hats off to our friend, or as they would say in Australia, our mate, Andy. I'm sorry, folks. That's probably going to be the first of many, many terrible Australian references tonight. I'm not really sorry. I'm not really sorry. Well, Esprit de Corps remaining in full control here. But Chimera very much still in the fight. 24 minutes to go. Plenty left on this match. We've got about a more even matchup here on the southwest side than we had previously. Just going to zoom out here quickly, and let's just get a sense of the whole here. Pretty even distribution for both teams. Not sensing a real mismatch in terms of weighting of resources here. Maybe a little bit more from Chimera on the west. But as I say that, I see quite a few. But having said that, let me correct that. Esprit is really committing, for some reason, to this eastern flank. Which is interesting, because this whole field is basically no man's land. So you'd think that really just, you know, T-Rod and Fortress alone on those MGs could probably hold it. I'm not sure what the thinking is having Joe Excel and Lost down there. But whatever Esprit's doing is working right now. Shaka Zulu is pushing up on the line here. Rocket lands short. I'm going to guess that a Chimera OP is still there. Yep, it is indeed. And I know that the Esprit players would love to take that out, and Chimera is going to fight tooth and nail to make sure that doesn't happen. Mav holding the corner. Does Shaka peek it? I don't think Shaka wins that battle if he peeks. Shaka simply content to wait it out. Glove might come up behind him. Shaka peeks. Oh, he barely survived that. Okay, and Tice is going to move out, and Mav is going to hold his angle there. That's smart play. Good job by these two guys here from Chimera. Okay, and Tice is not actually watching the angle. I'm not sure what's going on there. Shaka might have had a free kill there if he was watching that angle. He checks the right side. And Shaka, one-man army going up against Goose and potentially Powerfish. Takes out Goose. Powerfish and Shaka don't seem to see each other. Shaka goes down. I think Glove got him. It's a good run, Shaka. Evo Platypus runs up to take his spot. And we pretty much have... Ooh. Rest in peace, Evo Platypus. You've been turned into a fine pink mist. And a big spawn wave from Chimera. We've got ourselves pretty much a stalemate here with a little bit of cap pressure. You know, I'm just noticing a pattern starting to emerge. As soon as I say something, it immediately just becomes untrue. So I think I can predict the match. I'll just say things and see if the opposite happens. Pollo Loco lands a big rocket. Okay, apparently I don't have magical powers. Oh! Okay, for a second there, I thought maybe it was true. Powerfish making a good run. An MG below me here. Fortress laying down in the field. Alright, let's see what we got going up here on this west side. Seastar and Hilly. Going up against Jaeger and Butterdew. I don't know the rest of your name. I'm sorry. I'll check that in a moment. Good grenade. Came up a little short, though. Seastar with the win over 17 Jaeger. Butterdew doing the smart thing. I'm going to check what your name is. Butterdog. My apologies. Butterdog is doing the smart thing, the slow and steady play. Well, we can watch this and watch the rest of the game at the same time. Let me spin this around. Oh, he can get around the... Okay, looks like a trade there, and Hilly goes down. That's a good play from Chimera. 2 for 1. And while we've been away, unfortunately, it looks like a critical play was missed. I'm guessing that Pollo likely got that OP. I'm almost positive. Yeah, there's no one spawning there. He was close enough. That would have been proximity, and Shock is moving up. Unencumbered. Mav is spawning back as squad lead. Back at the garrison. That is... Oof. And his squad is spawning on the right side garrison. So that's a big deal right there. That's a massive play. I'm assuming that was Pollo Loco who got that OP. At least we'll give him credit for now. I'm sure I'll hear about it from whoever it was if it wasn't Pollo. So Chimera pushed back. Oh, we've got another squad lead spawning back at the garrison. That means we've got at least 2 of 3 OPs have been wiped. Esprit is starting to tighten the noose here with still 19 minutes left to play. This is going to be difficult for Chimera to recover, although I'm not sure that Esprit is really in full position on this center side of the strong point to maximize this. They seem slow to respond. You're giving Chimera quite a bit of time to reestablish and not forcing them to pay the full price of those lost OPs. Mav spawning back to the garrison, still not able yet to get an outpost apparently. We got a whole squad, it looked like, tried to push up on the east from Esprit, and Kingsy and Andy had something to say about that, and that push faltered. I really think that if that center push from Esprit had pushed up, they could have been turned to the left down the hedgerow, and that could have worked out differently. Now, obviously, Esprit hasn't lost control or anything with this, but this does seems like a missed opportunity. Chimera almost able to get back to where they were previously. And if they push that smoke... Oh, that rocket was very close from way up. I think they're going to get... Well, they don't have a squad leader up here yet, do they? So they haven't established... Likely haven't reestablished an outpost unless I've missed something. Which is possible, of course. Okay, now Esprit is starting to push it. We got Valhalla and Takahara starting to push that hedgerow. Pell trying to hold. He goes down. We got Diesel Jinx, Butterdog, Watchman. And what's this gentleman's name? Caledonius? I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Anyways, trying to hold on here. I'm just going to give it to Chimera after what could have been a pretty dangerous situation where I think a team in that situation would rightfully be fearing that they could be boxed out. They haven't let that happen. So I'm just going to say, well done to Chimera, and a bit of a missed opportunity from Esprit de Corps there. Okay, Excel is going for the open field run. He goes down. Mav's having none of that. It's interesting to see Mav here adjust over to this eastern edge. He had been the center squad lead. Oh my gosh. Epson with an absolutely brutal rocket. I think he got 3 kills there with the rocket, and then he cleaned up the 4th with his rifle, if I'm not mistaken. Epson, what a play. What a play. And is there an outpost down here? I'm not seeing anyone coming in here. Let's see. Let's take a look back here. See if we've got some garrison spawns. So at least one squad lead there, Heavenly, and more than a full squad. So that means that I think it's pretty safe to assume that only one outpost at most is up right now for Chimera. And we are starting to get really dangerously close to box out territory. If you're not familiar with the 18 versus 18 format, the box out is a dynamic, which here, let me just zoom out here real quickly and reset this so we can see the whole battlefield. There we go. The box out is a dynamic which occurs when teams get pushed at or near the line and then get forced into the garrison spawns, the default garrisons which can't be destroyed. And often if there's an open field like there is here, it can really just sort of be, well, it's kind of be a massacre. Honestly, there's no real polite way to put it. It's not, once you get to that point, it doesn't really matter how good the team is. There's just almost nothing you can do to counteract it. And I've played in a few of these when our team has done that to the other team or achieved that, and it's not really fun. Honestly, I'm sure it's not fun to be on the receiving end of it, but it's honestly not really fun to be on the other end of it too. It's more fun, but it's just kind of waiting out the clock at that point because it stops becoming a match of skill. And it just becomes a waiting game for the clock. Chimera is able to reestablish decently well. They're fighting off the box out here. They certainly have the numbers to face Esprit here in the west. Esprit is, I would say at this point, looking a little over-committed in the east. As a reminder, whoever wins this series of matches will go on to face DC, I believe next weekend, but I know for sure they'll face DC as DC won all 3 of their matches earlier today against 82nd AD, and they made it into the finals. So these two teams here, Esprit de Corps and Chimera, battling it out for in a best of 5 matchup for a spot in the finals. Esprit de Corps in Season 0 made it to the finals and just narrowly lost out to DC. So if Esprit makes it through, we'll have ourselves a rematch of 2 very talented teams. Chimera, however, not by any means out of this. Even if this game stays as it is by the time it ends, there's still several more opportunities. 2 more tonight and potentially 2 more tomorrow. A lot of hell at loose left to play this weekend. Berger holding the front line here. Getting swarmed. Shaka Zulu pushing up. Burger holds on. Epson high speed coming in to help. High speed goes down. Heavenly goes out. Epson's still alive. Epson goes down. Burger back on his own again. Jaeger and Jinx probing slowly, methodically. Burger takes down Jinx. Can he take down Jaeger as well? No, Jaeger comes out on top. So that's going to open up a pretty critical passageway here. Esprit is actually in a little bit of trouble here on this flank as Jaeger and Watchman are pushing up unopposed. We'll see where the Esprit players spawn in. And as I say that, Chimera starting to get some cap pressure. Oh my goodness, we have an OP wiped. We have an OP wipe by Esprit. Look at that, that's a garrison spawn. Folks, we got ourselves a ball game. Okay, Esprit is stabilizing, but they are threatened, and this is basically a full reset. Chimera pulling off quite the feat here on this western edge where this wheat field has full control. And you can see Esprit is starting to collapse onto the strong point. They are not taking this threat lightly. They understand that this is a little precarious. They're responding well. But I imagine that with the 11 or so minutes left to play, that we're going to have ourselves quite a game here. Chimera pushing back. Well done. Well done. All right, Valhalla is starting to blunt the advance. This might be about the edge of where Chimera is able to get to. Now that Esprit is starting to reestablish, it's going to be every foot, or every for our Australian friends, every meter or so gained is going to come. Is going to have to be earned. It's going to have to be earned at this point. Heavenly goes down. I'm going to watch and pay attention to where people start spawning, and I'm very curious to know where these outposts are. And I just don't understand why there are so many. Okay, there they are over Jaeger and Hidden's. Hidden just spawned in. Why there are so. I just do not understand why we've got Mav down here able to somehow take on like a third of Esprit. I don't know why there's so much Esprit presence this far east. Okay, I guess Glove's over there, but yeah. Well, anyways, Kingsley pushing up here, goes down, and yeah, Esprit is able to hold this this road for now. Chimera certainly attempting and hoping to push through and pincer them, Esprit players out. That would be the play on this side of things. High speed takes down Jinx. Butter Dog's a little outnumbered up there. I wonder if he plays conservative while he waits for his reinforcements to arrive. There's an MG fire we're seeing come right through that opening, which is going to make it very, very difficult to get through there. I'm going to go ahead and guess that was Burger somewhere. Yep, Burger down underneath the plane. Oh, spherical. That rocket nearly missed Shaka. That was a good shot. It's a bummer it didn't connect. Okay, a little bit of a blind shot there, trying to get lucky against Clown Face. Boyo, Shaka, and Excel starting to be able to push up a little bit more. Hell is getting up there, though. It's very, very close to the strong point, if not in the strong point itself. Let's... Oh, it's right. Not on his side. I can't tell. Let's flip the viewing angle here a little bit and look at this from Chimera's perspective. Another rocket doesn't land by Spherical. Alright, we still got Fortress holding down the fort. Over on that broken building, Rupert spawned in there, so we've got ourselves an outpost right there, down in the center of the screen. T-Rod goes down, Lost, and Joe. I'm guessing the hope here with these few players from Esprit is to come in here, hold this compound, and then play this in a different direction as it would normally be played. So instead of north to south, they probably want to play this east to west or somewhat diagonal, I'm guessing. Just, I don't know why else you'd come at these kind of resources here, because this terrain isn't really that critical. And Tice takes down Lost. He goes down. I believe that was Joe who got those kills. Okay, they're calling an OP here. We're going to zoom in here. Oh, Rocket comes down short. I do think we see an OP. No, it's a dead body. Oh, yep, there it is, an OP. Okay. Nade goes out. Does not get the outpost yet. That got it. Outpost is wiped. Okay, Esprit is starting to get some full control. I'm going to zoom out here quickly. Sorry for the quick camera movement. Okay, so the garrison is here. Now, the garrison is a protected spawn, but you can camp it in this this format. There's kind of no mercy here. Now, if I'm Chimera, I'm either sending people in right now or not again after this, because, oh, Esprit has an opportunity. It's only 1 versus 3. I don't know that they know how safe they are. Okay, Mav comes back. Now we're at a 2v2. The Chimera's got the scales equalized over here. All right, Glove goes down. Well, at this point, so long as Esprit can hold this, this is really just kind of going to be a stalemate down here, because there's not really much to be won or lost, and that because that garrison can't be destroyed, if the Esprit players are going to play there, they're going to always have to watch their backs. They can't really fully push up into this compound right in the center of the screen and shoot across the field. Maybe 1 or 2, but not fully. So yeah, maybe that's the goal. We'll keep an eye on it. We'll come back to it, but let's go see what's going on with the strong point for now. Holy smokes, Batman. If I didn't know better, I would have thought that was already smoke. That is so much smoke. We got some Grenadier level 9s here just doing their thing. Well, this is pretty much more or less where we left it. I've got a little over 5 minutes left to play in this first of 3 tonight. And right now, it's looking like Esprit de Corps is gonna hold it, but let's not write that script just yet. We've seen some pretty crazy endings in this 18 versus 18 before. In fact, the very first match I ever casted was Esprit de Corps versus TL in Season 0 on this match. And TL had this point. Oh, great rocket, Rupert. TL had this exact point, like 99% capped, and then in overtime, Esprit pushed it back. So, oh, another good rocket, Rupert. Oh, just destroying them. Good shooting, Rupert. So anyways, all I have to say is, you never know. These things come down to the wire, and Chimera is showing that they are a resilient and strategic and methodical team. And so they have certainly earned their spot in this North American Continental Championship. The fact that they came that close to being boxed out and pushed themselves back in into the real contention. And at one point actually had a little bit of cap pressure. I've not really seen teams do that before, and so I just want to name that. That's quite impressive. Pollo Loco takes down Watchman. Man, somebody's vaping in the middle there. Jeez. Shaka takes down Spherical. Mav has changed course. Squad lead, he's given up on that eastern edge. I think with 4 minutes left to play, that's probably smart. It's time for human wave attacks, if you will. I mean, honestly, at this point, that's kind of what you need. Lupus has gotten into the strong point, and if you saw that for just a moment, it flashed. Okay, Andy is getting up in there. Caldonius, I'm sorry, I'm forgetting how to pronounce your name, is in there. Okay. Chimera starting to make some moves. Goose goes down. That would have been helpful to have him up there. It's a bummer for Goose. Hell makes it across the road. The smoke is very, very helpful in concealing movement. Excel and Rupert closing in. Okay, looks like because Mav and Ghost have given up on that southeastern garrison, Lost and Free the Chickens have that area fully under control and can now probably start to make some pretty significant pot shots across the field there, which will at the very least force these Chimera players to move a little more slowly, and they do not have time. It looks like T-Raw in the left side of our screen here is just shooting this MG, I'm guessing through an opening in the hedgerow, probably towards where Powerfish is. Folks, we're going to have a good fight here for these next 2 minutes. Chimera pushing with everything they've got. Map goes down to a grenade. They're a little bunched up. They don't really have much of an option. Coming through the smoke. Drop goes down. Excel pushing up. Guessing Esprit's just going to keep throwing grenades into that smoke. That's what I'd be doing. Esprit able to blunt this. Oh, and Tice takes on Rupert, and then Excel or Shaka gets him. Okay, the push is reset to the other side of the road here with 2 minutes exactly to go. Just a reminder how these matches work. If either team does not have the point fully capped at the end of regulation time, overtime extends as long as needed until one team has full control. Mav and Spherical pushing up. Kingsy pushing up. Ooh. Chimera starting to make some moves happen here, getting some ground. Kingsy and Jinx are starting to pincer Taka. Okay, Kingsy goes down. I could see it happening. I could see Chimera starting to get some cap pressure real soon here. Yep, there it goes. They're starting to do it. They're pushing in. Cap pressure is still going towards Chimera. Okay, Esprit is able to push back. Let's zoom out here and get a sense of where the rest of the Esprit players are. There's a pretty big gap here. Okay, no, Excel and Free the Chickens are going to come in here. Pollo Loco, Shaka, and Valhalla are going to start pushing into the strong point where Evo is. Probably playing a little defensively and just making sure they're alive in the cap sector. Under 1 minute to play. And just as a reminder, if you've joined us late, we've got 2 more matches tonight against these teams. It's a best of 5, and we've got 3 of those 5 matches scheduled tonight. And of course, if one team were to win all 3 of those matches tomorrow, it would not happen. All right, we're coming up on the 30-minute mark. Chimera is making great pressure. Goose running right up the middle. Oh, Rupert, your rockets have been on point tonight. Rupert goes down. Goose is behind the lines. Does he see Pollo? Pollo doesn't see him. Pollo goes down, and Chimera, cap pressure, it's moving. Folks, we're almost certain to head to overtime here with just over 10 seconds left to play here. It's going to take more than that. We are going to head to overtime. Oh, we got a good match here, folks. Goose is pushing that point. Diesel, Mav, Burger goes down. Taka's coming up to respond. Evo, Shaka. Spree is snuffing this out. What a play by Chimera. What a play. Rocket from Rupert misses. Contested. Spree almost has this. And there we go. That's game. Good game to both teams. Esprit de Corps with the win on round 1. What an excellent game. Hats off to Chimera. Oh, he got so close. I think these next 2 games tonight are going to be really good. I'm glad to get to cast this, and I hope you stick around. I think these are going to be fun to watch. That was an excellent match. That was an excellent match. All right, folks. That was close. That was close. I could see these next 2 going either way. Feel free to drop your predictions in the chat. We'll take a break here for probably 5, maybe 6 minutes, something like that. It'll take a little bit of time to get this next match set up with the garrisons, get the correct point, and all of that. And so I'll keep the stream up. I'm going to throw an away screen on here in a minute, and I'll keep you updated in the chat when we get a little closer. But grab a beer if you're in North America. I think it's still morning time in Australia, so maybe a cup of coffee or something, or you do you, grab a beer, and come on back in a couple of minutes for round 2 of 3 tonight. All right, we'll be back.
do we have here?
still got a couple of minutes here while they're getting set up. But while they're doing that, I wanted to just show the bracket here of the path that all the teams that are playing today have taken to get here. Now, I know this isn't the highest resolution image, so this might not be the easiest thing in the world to see. But just want to note that Chimera has battled their way back from the loser side of this to get to the Continental Championship, which is quite impressive. And as you can see here, 82nd and DC played today on the right, and DC won all 3 of the matches today and did not need to play the full 5. So DC has already secured themselves a spot in the Atlantic Championship, as it is called, which I suppose is fitting. Although if Chimera makes it, maybe it should be the NA Championship again, because that's like neutral ground. Just a suggestion, just an idea. Anyways, let's take a look here as we've got that up. Just let me look at the game here, how we're doing. We've got Garrison starting to go up here. I'm guessing we'll probably get started here in 2 to 3 minutes. While I'm doing that, or while we're waiting for that to get started, let me just throw the game on here. I wanted to shout out some players here. I took a look at the Archon while I had a minute to see here who were our top performers of that last match. And I want to shout out want to name a couple of dynamics here. So of the top 10 killers in this match, 8 of the top 10 were in Esprit, which I think really goes to show how well Chimera played in terms of positioning, and that despite being so profoundly outshot in terms of the numbers, they still kept it that close, which I think is really, really impressive. I also want to shout out here, I'm just going to go through the top 10 and just give the accolades where they're due. Epson, I'm going to start at the bottom here. Let's work our way up. Let's build the, I kind of spoiled the lead there, but let's build the tension, if you will. So in 10th place, we've got Entice from Chimera with 20 kills. In 9th place is Excel from Esprit de Corps with 21. Tied with him is High Speed Hilly from Esprit de Corps with 21. Then in 7th place is Rupert with 22 kills. And then in 6th place, we've got Butterdog with 23. 5th place is Nothing Too Fancy from Esprit with 25 kills. Coming in at number 4, Shaka Zulu from Esprit de Corps, 26 kills. And then onto the podium, we've got number 3 is Valhalla, 31 kills. Just ahead of him, edging him out for 2nd place, is Takahara with 32 kills from Esprit de Corps. And Epson in the number 1 spot with 55 kills. 55 kills. That is so impressive. Epson, way to go. And I am curious to know, and I'm going to check this right now, Rupert, who had some excellent rocket plays, had 5 bazooka kills. So well done to Rupert on the rocket kills. And Epson, my goodness, if you keep this up, it's going to be a massacre. I'm just going to scroll here through the Archon to see if we have anything else notable. And nothing else too notable in the stats to point out. But as we all know, any of us who play Hell Let Loose, that stats do not tell the whole story. So lots of other good plays out there. And I'm sure we'll see more good plays in this match coming up here. And hopefully we'll catch them on the stream and be able to shout you out. All right, we're going to reset that timer here. All right, 1:20 start, and we're getting started here in 5 seconds. All right, we're off to the races here for another match on Rue de la Guerre. This time we've switched sides, and Esprit de Corps is Axis, and Chimera is Allies. Let me go ahead and just real quick mute the referees and the squad leads, so I don't hear them in command chat. And let's see. Chimera's pushing across that field with not quite a full squad. Esprit bringing similar numbers. I'll be really curious to see what happens on this this bottom edge here. It's very curious what happened last time in terms of the mismatch of dynamics, and we'll see if either team adjusts from that or how this plays out. Early cap pressure is going to Esprit, as it did to Chimera last time. A little bit of an advantage here, I think, for axis as we were talking about at the beginning of the last match in terms of getting the early cap lead. These two teams are starting to crash into each other like waves here. Lots of smoke out. Lots of smoke out. Both teams. That rocket does not land. Esprit got about 2/3 of the cap pressure, now about 3/4. Really pushing up aggressively. This is an impressive opening around the strong point for Esprit. They are not playing around. Chimera is almost wiped in the strong point. Goose is the only one up. I'm going to guess that Chimera is going to have a outpost down in that little divot with the sandbags where Diesel's at right now. Okay, all right, Esprit gets the cap. Oh no. Okay, Mav's OP is up, but we're seeing a full squad. Whoever was on the flank here on the left side of the screen, that squad has collapsed. Mav goes down. Taka's pushing up. Oh my gosh. I can't believe this. This is a hell of an opening by Esprit. Taka probably has eyes on that spawn. I think we're looking at that outpost. I'll zoom in there right behind that wooden gate. Yes, we are. Taka, if he sticks around, he might see it. If he hasn't already identified it. If Chimera loses a second outpost. Okay, Taka's... Yep, they've marked it. They know where it is. Taka goes down, but if Chimera loses a second outpost here... Oh my gosh, did that rocket get it? By some miracle, that outpost survived that rocket. I think you're looking at the impact mark on that post. Oh my... Oh! Oh boy. Rest in peace. Alright. Who was that? Who did it? Who's the guilty party? Pollo Loco, it was you. Okay. Well, I say guilty party, but that might be an MVP level play right there. Whole squad wipe. Takes out the outpost. That squad is, as you can see now, spawning on the left of the radar tower. That's a little brutal, folks. That's a little brutal. All right, I'm going to zoom out here and hold this steady and adjust the stream setting for just a second. Keep this in the good bird's eye view while I do. Wow, I am... Here we go. I'm back at it. I am really, really surprised. I mean... Boy, if Esprit can control this this section here, right here in the center of the screen, if they can control that, and then just leave one or two on the flank around where Burger is and Nothing Too Fancy is, then this field will be shut down, and Chimera will have just nothing but open field to run through. It's really kind of going to be incumbent upon Lupus to try to make something happen down on this other side and maybe push up, because they're the only players in position to push up with much cover. Yeah, Watchman goes down, and this is just going to get brutal. Well, you know what? Chimera got really close to being pushed all the way back last match and came back to almost cap the point at the end. So there's still 25 minutes left to play, and Chimera's shown that they're a team not to be underestimated. Even in dire circumstances. Water Dog. Oh my gosh. What a play. Pushing in. Takes two of them out. I don't know where the... let's check the map where the Esprit OPs are. Okay, they're very conservative, so I don't think Butterdog's going to get an OP here. It's a smart play by Esprit, but it is allowing... Maybe it might make sense to have at least one of those OPs a little bit more aggressive, because it is allowing Chimera a window to reestablish. This is pretty similar to what happened last time. This is more dramatic in terms of how bad it is for Chimera, and it's happened a lot more quickly. But watching 2 times in a row, Esprit having an opportunity to really push and kind of finish the job, but not able to take advantage of it for whatever reason. Maybe just not identifying the opportunity correctly or early enough. Fortress just... Okay, never mind. There's more there. I was going to say Fortress just taking on the whole team, but he's got some help. Now let's zoom over here and turn around and get a sense of the whole battlefield. All right, folks, there's the lay of the land. Should be able to see everybody in that view. Esprit in very commanding control still of the strong point. And, you know, one of the challenges here for the Chimera players around this wheat field is just lack of good real estate for where to put an OP. You can do it in the wheat field, but that's not... I mean, it's probably the best option you have, but that's not a great option. There's not a lot of ways to advance with cover. And basically, as soon as you spawn... Okay, so they put one on this side of the wall again. Which is more hidden this time in the wheat field, but it's still very much in rocket range. I'm not suggesting that they do anything different. I'm just acknowledging they're in a difficult position, the Chimera players here. For those curious of the intricacies, if you will, of the 18 versus 18 format, there are some specific rules around down planes. Players can go inside of them, but they cannot get up on the wing. There's a whole rule set, and so the players know that and are observing the rules. But if you're wondering, perhaps why Chimera, MG, Jaeger right here is not up on the wing, as you might typically be in a 50 versus 50. It's because the rules prohibit him from doing so. He could get up in the fuselage of the plane, though, if he wanted to. But chose not to. Well, what do we got over here? Entice. Looks like he's making some headway. Let's zoom over there and see what's going on there. Entice takes down Rupert. That's a tough position to advance from. He's crawling. He's doing the sneaky snake. Fortress is suppressing him. Oh, more than suppressing him. He goes down. Not sure who gets the credit for that one. Rocket rolls up a little short from Watchmen, trying to take out nothing too fancy. Chimera doing a great job of pushing back into this strong point after a very, very precarious moment there. In fact, they have some strong point pressure here, and they are getting some cap pressure. It's going, well, Esprit's responding, but Chimera is threatening. Well done by Chimera. I would say an adjective that comes to mind for Chimera is resilient. You know, a lot of teams kind of can lose the mental game when they stumble early. That it's really clear that is not happening with Chimera. A lot of mental toughness here to stay organized, keep their heads on their shoulders, and keep doing what they need to do. And of course, something to be said for not just having the mental fortitude, but the skill to pull it off. Not out of this yet. Look at that. Chimera in the strong point, reestablished as if the game just started. Getting a little bit of cap pressure, making it flash for a minute there. And plenty of them pushing up. We're going to have ourselves a good battle over the strong point. Look at this. Let's just zoom out here. Look at that. That's a full reestablishment right there by Chimera. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I mean, Esprit clearly still has the stronger position, but it's, you know, this is not like a 90-10 advantage here. We're closer to 60-40 here in terms of map position. This is not bad for Chimera in terms of the amount of time on the clock. Still almost just under 20 minutes to play. They got time. They got time. Oh, lots of rockets going across. All right. Somebody press the rocket button. None of them seem to do anything, though. Here's another one. Will it break the curse? It will not. But hey, you know it looks cool. And in the end, isn't that really what matters? And another one misses. Boy, oh. I've reached a little bit of a stalemate here. The line hasn't moved here in the last minute or so. And Rocket comes up short from Pollo again. We've got Rupert and T-Rob pretty far back there. Curious, is there a spawn at the garrison, I think, because we've got two Esprit outposts in close proximity to each other, which I think represents, well, I think it does, represents a strategic shift for Esprit, who had been a little bit more spread out previously, and I think had overcommitted to the east, and I don't see them doing that again. So this looks like a game plan change here. Shaka Zulu pushing up. Glove goes down. Shaka's starting to take a little ground here. Can Esprit get up and get that wheat field OP? It's a tall order, but it's within grenade range, so if they know where it is, it can be done. Shaka goes down. I think Matt got him. Oh, and I'm seeing somebody over a C squad lead has marked approximately what they think the OP is. How close are they? And they're probably about 10 meters off, so grenades thrown at that OP mark likely won't be successful. So they only have a rough idea of where it is right now. Whoever's Alpha Squad leads marking an OP over here. I don't think there is one. I think that's an erroneous mark, or that's a guesstimate. That's not quite accurate. I think we've got one down by Lupus, of course. Yeah, I can see that there. Look at that in the center screen by that 88. Then we know we have one in the wheat field over here. Oh, did we get another spawn? Do we have two in the wheat field? Is there another? Yeah, there is. Okay, so that outpost marker actually split the difference between two of them. There's two Chimera outposts in the wheat field. So if an Esprit player was able to sneak up here, maybe through that smoke on the right third of the screen, if an Esprit player was able to make it up there, that could be really costly for Chimera. But right now they're looking okay. Heavenly goes down. I expect to see a large spawn wave here. Yep. There you go. Well, we've got ourselves pretty much still a stalemate for the last 5 minutes or so. Not much has changed. Okay, as I said that, Clownface is pushing in to the wheat field. If he can take out Heavenly, oh, he just got an OP. Pretty sure that's what that puff of smoke was. Okay, one OP down. I think that was Heavenly's. Heavenly's still alive. This would be a very, very dangerous place for Heavenly to redo that OP. He doesn't want to reset the timer. He's just going to hang tight and hope and pray that somebody comes to help him, but I don't think Heavenly's going to come out of this one unscathed. He's starting to get overwhelmed here. And did we miss it? Did that other outpost go down? We did. I missed it somehow. Okay, sorry for the quick camera work here. We're going to zoom out just because I want to show what's happening. Heavenly finally goes down, unfortunately for him. And now we've got ourselves a really rough situation for Chimera. This really could be a box out. Now Lupus is still got his OP up on the right side, so it's not a full box out, but that's certainly the danger. And Esprit is, yeah, look at this. We've got basically full sprint going on here. Excel is running, T-Raw's running, Taka's taking his time for some reason. Valhalla, Lost, Rupert are pushing up. They understand what's going on. Maybe some of the other players who are holding are covering the advance. It could be what's happening. But again, we've got another opportunity here where Esprit could really push up. I think high speed, nothing in Clownface recognize there probably isn't too much more ground. They really can push up and still have cover, so they're pretty much maxed out at this point. And let's see if the rest of the Esprit players join them, because you know, 3 versus however many we got on Chimera's side of this are not going to win. Clownface, you in a proximity fight here with Diesel. They've got to hear each other. Got ourselves a wheat field battle. Cloudface goes to ground. He's getting close to... Oh, he's got a little more room to maneuver. All right, Diesel goes down. I think somebody else got him. Clown is just, I think, going to be a sentry here. And just be a little bit of an annoyance for the Chimera players who are going to want to use this wheat field. All right, let's zoom out here. Let's take a look and see if Esprit has fully maximized this. Not yet. Clownface is the tip of the spear, and the other two players, I think it was Hilly, and I'm forgetting the third player who was down here, have died, and kind of once again, Esprit not really pushing up when there's an opportunity. Either because they were too far back and weren't able to, or just didn't notice it. Go ahead and say it's probably the former. Rupert getting behind Lupus. He goes down. A massive OP spawn wave there. Rupert wasn't able to take out that OP, so Lupus is able to, and his squad are able to continue to anchor that corner, which is critical, because if that goes down, then really all hope is basically lost. Shock is pushing up. I'm going to guess Heavenly probably has an OP either at that little trench line or maybe at that broken glider here. Let's zoom in and take a look. Oh no! Shaka goes down, but I'm pretty sure we just watched him wipe Heavenly's OP. I think he did have one right there. I'm pretty confident that's where that puff of smoke was. I don't know what the timer is left for Heavenly in terms of replacing that, but I can't imagine that was up for too long. So I think his squad is going to be spawning back at the garrison for a minute here. If Heavenly stays alive, it's not a problem long term, but it's certainly not ideal. Mav goes down, squad lead, so I'm guessing he doesn't have an OP up. Or if he does, it's so close to this garrison, it's not really significant in terms of advantage. Did look like a spawn wave came in down by Diesel, so I think there's going to be an OP down here. Let's just take a look, see if we can find it. Yeah, there it is behind the tree. That's Mav's OP. Okay. Unsuccessful rocket by Watchman. Garrison marker over here. Guessing they're meaning that to be an OP marker, but I don't think there's an OP there. I'm confident Lupus is still standing next to his OP. I don't think it's moved in quite some time. Yeah, that's correct. Still by that 88. Lupus is doing a good job. His squad is really anchored this side of the map really well, and that has really kept Chimera from getting totally knocked out here. Because I think without this anchor here on this southeast side of the map, Esprit would be really just pushing Chimera into the full box out at this point. Well, folks, about 10 minutes left to play, and if I had to predict at this point, I would say that Esprit is going to come out with the second win, but we'll see. Not seeing anything that's showing me that Chimera is going to be able to pull this out at this point. Esprit is starting to slowly and steadily move up into the wheat field. Shaka, Clownface, High Speed Hilly doing a good job pushing. Heavenly goes down. Let's take a look here if he did manage to get an outpost up. So we've got another one in this trench line here. Okay, yep. Heavenly got his outpost reestablished. High Speed's close. That's within grenade range. I don't know if they know that. Oh, okay. As I said that, they clearly know that that got reestablished because a marker just went down. Shaka and High Speed and Nothing are probably all within grenade range here. Oh, not going to need it. High Speed gets it, and we did see Mav go down. So this squad is going to be fully wiped out of this position here. All right, that was a clutch play by High Speed, and I'm going to give Epson the assist there for some of that suppression work. Not that I'm in any position to really hand this out officially, of course, but, you know, just trying to give credit where credit's due. All right, Nothing Too Fancy and High Speed own the glider now. As you can see, we've got squads, Heavenly Squad coming back at the garrison. He's probably got another minute or so, give or take, before he's going to be able to get a new outpost up. And just for reference point, let me just get myself lined up on the map with where the line is. So right here, this is the line that Esprit cannot cross. Basically, this hedgerow from these two trees here. We're looking at the edge of the wheat field. So there's a limit for the territory that Esprit can push up to. And I'm not sure it's particularly advantageous to get up into this trench line compared to just simply holding an angle on this this glider. Why play close quarters when you can hold an angle from cover at medium range, we'll say. Nothing too fancy disagrees with me. Well, he knows what he's doing. I'm a tanker after all. These guys are infantry players. They know what they're doing. Nothing too fancy. He's got a little room to go. He's probably got about 20 more meters to maneuver. Pushing around. Let's see if he peeks that corner or just holds it. But we've got ourselves, I'd say, 2/3 of a box out here. Oh, and let's go zoom over here. Looks like Excel's squad has made it across the field, which is impressive. All right, and Pollo Loco's going up on a 4v1 here, basically. Excel's going to try and even the odds a little bit. Pollo goes down. Excel heard the shot. I doubt they're quite in range to hear the outpost, so they probably have a good idea of where it is, but they don't know exactly where it is. Excel is throwing grenades. Oh, he gets the outpost. What a play. All right, do they know? Excel goes down. Lupus is still up. That outpost has been up for a long time, so I'm thinking Lupus can... Oh, no. Oh, no. All right. Chimera's really in trouble now. I was going to say Lupus would have had the no cooldown timer on that outpost, but it doesn't matter because he died before he could replace it. Great job to Excel's squad. Kingsy and Pell are going to try to hold on here. If they can kind of pull out, it would be sort of a minor miracle and not give up this position. They can maybe give Lupus the opportunity to run back, but I don't... That's a tall order. That's a big ask. Yeah. Looks like Esprit is just a couple of gunfights away from a full box out here. Rupert doesn't hear Kingsy, but Kingsy definitely hears Rupert. Kingsy playing patient. See if Rupert pushes. Okay, he's pushing up a little bit. It's going to be a clutch play here. Kingsy with the patience and the strategy, not to mention the execution. Pell takes out Lost. Okay, these two guys are alive here. I mean, this is just it's precarious in terms of the box out. And frankly, you know, it's still a 2/3 box out here with two or three squads basically fully pushed back. It's probably more than that because Lupus is... Where is he at? I'm not seeing him. I'm wondering if he's just going to spawn back at this garrison and just try and do a massed attack. 'Cause with 5 minutes left to play, there's a... Oh. Forfeit. Okay. They're saying in the chat that Chimera has forfeit. I've not seen that before. I mean, I guess I don't blame him. It was pretty clear. But, all right. Well, GG's on round 2, I guess. A little surprised by that ending, but, you know, it wasn't going to happen. That was pretty clear, so I guess that makes sense. And they're going to, oh, I'm reading in the chat, they're going to redeploy and switch sides. They're not flipping the map for the third one. So that makes sense. There's plenty of time left on the clock. That's smart. Okay, you know what? I was a little stunned, but both these decisions make sense. Rational thinking prevails. And, hey, good job to both teams. And I will say to Chimera, obviously I didn't go the way they wanted, but, you know, particularly after the first few minutes of almost getting pushed back immediately to come back and threaten the point, that was well played. And so obviously hats off to Esprit de Corps. That was an excellent match. That was textbook 18 versus 18 on Esprit de Corps. And yeah, it looks like it'll be a quicker than typical setup here because the garrisons are already set up and they're just going to switch sides. So I'm going to do the same because my stream graphics are set up a particular way and I don't want to switch them around. So, oh, someone is telling me that Heavenly is a she in the chat. My apologies. I did not know. I will use appropriate pronouns next time I address her. Thanks for letting me know that, Jonah, in the chat. Appreciate that. All right, switching teams over to allies, and I'm just going to keep the stream going here because this shouldn't take very long to get squared away. Alrighty here.
Yeah, I'm responding on it now to do it.
All right, let's go ahead and keep our players muted. Okay, looks like they're dismantling and rebuilding the garrisons for some reason. Not sure what's up with that, but that's what it is. All right, I'm going to throw on the away screen for a minute here and go grab myself a glass of water, and I'll be right back. I think we still got about 2 minutes or so till this kicks off again. Folks, I'm back here and it looks like we're getting the point to a half cap here. Let me adjust the timer here and reset that, and we'll be back up, I'm sure, momentarily. While we're waiting for that, and we'll keep an eye on the chat here. I want to go back over the Archon for this last match and do another top 10 shout out for this match. And let's see here. Again, we have 8 out of 10 are Esprit. So we got Pollo Loco in the 10th spot from Esprit de Corps with 16 kills. Burger from Esprit de Corps, number 9, in the 9th spot with 20 kills, followed by Jinx from Chimera in the number 8th spot, who's got 21 kills. Esprit de Corps' High Speed Hilly in 7th place with 23 kills. Esprit de Corps' Valhalla in 6th place with 24 kills. And then 5th place, Chimera's Spherical with 25 kills. Taking up the 4th spot from Esprit de Corps is Shaka Zulu with 27. And then onto the podium in 3rd place is Fortress from Esprit de Corps with 28 kills. And then we have ourselves a two-way tie for 1st place between 2 Esprit de Corps players, Takahara and Epson, again with 30 kills. So well done to all of our top fraggers. Keep up the good work. Keep up the good work. All right. Looks like that half cap is. Oh, they're going to do a full cap. I get what they're doing. They're going to do a full cap and then redo it halfway. It's a eccentricity of the 18 versus 18. This is supposed to be half capped in one team's favor, and since it's not a midpoint, I see what they're doing. All right, so it should be another minute or so before this is fully set, and then we need a player from Chimera up here. It's going to take a minute. Well, while we're waiting, thoughts on the forfeit? Makes sense to me. Those of you in the chat, what do you think? Just a way to save time, or you think they should have finished it out? I'm in team. It makes sense, but I can see how others could feel differently. All right, Mav running up from his team to get this thing started. Start at 45. All right, so we got 3 minutes to go here. Well, we'll say first game was quite a bit closer than that second game. That second game was a little bit rough. So hopefully a little bit closer contest here. But at this point, we're facing an elimination game for Chimera. This is do or die. If Esprit is able to get the win here, then there'll be no games between those teams tomorrow. No need for games 4 and 5 if Esprit can do 3 in a row. So Chimera fighting for their spot in this Winter Invitational, and Esprit de Corps obviously looking to take tomorrow off in terms of the 18 versus 18 and punch their ticket into the Atlantic Championship, the final versus DC. So we'll see what happens here. We're going to have hopefully a good match, and certainly a consequential one regardless. All right, the point is at half cap, and 2 minutes to start here. All right, let's view this from the other angle so we can have the team logos match up at the start. Well, I'd be curious to see your predictions in the chat if anyone's feeling bold. Anyone want to bet on Chimera after going down 0-2? I don't think it's likely at this point, but given how well Chimera has been able to battle back twice, coming close, not quite getting it, we'll see if that mental toughness holds up. I think they have the skill to really compete with Esprit. I don't think it's that lopsided in terms of shooting capacity, and so, or gun skills, whatever you want to call it. So I think if Chimera can kind of keep their edge and not get too deflated or defeated, they can still put up a really good fight. And that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm hoping for. And I hope that's not just wish casting. I think that we'd all like to see a good matchup for this last match. All right, we're gonna get started here in about 20 seconds. Yeah. Get my trigger finger ready with that timer. All righty here. And we're off. All right, this is like my favorite part of the match every time, just watching the two teams kind of crash up against each other and just battle it out. It's just really, it feels like it's almost all about just pure gunfighting ability. Not a lot of strategy in the opener. I'm sure people who plan the strategy for this will tell me why that's wrong, but it feels pretty dramatic, and I enjoy it. I enjoy watching it. All right, let's zoom in as these teams start to approach each other. Okay, despite the axis advantage on the opener, Esprit de Corps is... I haven't seen anybody die yet, so I'm wondering what this is. Why is this? I guess we've got some Chimera players who are a little slow. They're just not pushing up as much. Look at this. This is a very interesting choice. Feels like this is a pretty critical time to push and take ground. Esprit is, without any pushback, going to take the point. That's interesting. Chimera not pushing up far, just almost... Okay, Esprit grabs the point, takes it right off the rip. I'm not sure what Chimera is doing here, other than Powerfish, who's just, you know, just hold my beer, he goes down, but Chimera just kind of played really cautious there. I'm not sure what's up with that. Okay. Well, that was not a good opener from Chimera. That was pretty lopsided. I'll see if they can pick themselves up, dust themselves off, and push again. Spherical spun back at the Garrison. So whoever Spherical's squad lead is might not have an OP up. Where are the Chimera players? Oh. What's going on? They're leaving. NG spawn forfeit. Okay. I know engineers are prohibited, but I didn't know that spawning in as an engineer would immediately mean a forfeit. I guess I'm not that familiar with the rules, so... Okay, looks like the teams are trying to negotiate. Excel is offering a restart. Esprit doesn't want to win by forfeit. They want to fight. Or a match, not a fight, but, you know. Oh, I'm sure it wasn't intended. Yeah, Esprit is asking for a restart. Okay, folks, I'm going to let these teams figure this out. I'm going to throw the away screen on, and I'll keep you updated, but I'm not going to broadcast all the particulars of the negotiations and conversation here. I'll let the teams do that in private. So hopefully we'll be back, and I'll update you in a couple of minutes here when I know a little more. All right, folks. Well, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but Chimera has confirmed they're going to stick with the forfeit. Esprit, the core, did offer to play it out. Didn't seem to mind that there had been an accidental entry spawn, but Chimera says they're good. So not, of course, I think how either team wanted to end that. Certainly not what I think we were all hoping for tonight in terms of watching some good teams compete. But regardless, we'll call it there, and I want to just say hats off to Esprit Core for winning all three matches. Yeah, so Esprit Core moving on through. Congratulations, well done, well played, and certainly a convincing win, particularly on that second match. And so I think Esprit did definitively did demonstrate that they were the stronger team. Of course, I'm sure everyone involved would have preferred for that to have ended a little differently, but I don't think the legitimacy of the result is in any way in doubt. So that said, we'll call it there, and thanks for joining, and hope you got a great night. And we'll see you again sometime soon, hopefully on another cast. Later, everyone.